Today I'm going to teach you how to deal with your competition. This is Porter's 5 forces model. First, we have new entrants, then we have to deal with suppliers, we deal with substitutes, we have to deal with the bargaining power of buyers, and lastly, we have to deal with the competition and how it affects your prices and your own business model. So the first issue in competition is dealing with new entrants. So right here we can see this guy. We can see he's behind a very small fence. All he has to do is walk right around the corner and boom, he's in a brand new industry. We can look at AI and open source software as an example where the barrier to entry is very low. And what does that mean? Either you have the skill set and you know how to code, or you have the money in order to hire someone who can do the coding for you. But if you don't have any money and you don't know how to code, then your barrier to entry would be extremely high. Next up, we have the power of the suppliers. You can check out these 3 guys as an example. This one may have a higher quality product, but there might be limited stock on it. This one may have a limited stock on it, but you get more for your money. And this guy has maybe a mid-level quality product, and you also get twice as much as the other ones. The issue is, let's say these 3 guys are brothers and products are all coming from the same source. So they can all say that they have limited stock and they have the power based on their region to determine the price and eventually how it trickles down back to your company and how you have to adjust your prices as well. Next up, we have the bargaining power of the buyers. So these tulips are being sold for $5 each, but the customer is now saying he only thinks that the product is worth $1. Eventually, when there is an abundance of the product and a demand reduces due to whatever reason it could have, for example, maybe the season is changing and tulips are no longer in demand, then the customers may now say, well, we don't want to buy the tulips at that higher price point. So the store may reduce the prices to meet the expected price point of what the customers are willing to pay. And that's typically what we would call a sale. Next, we have to deal with the issues of the customers being able to find an alternative product or substitute one for the other. So although tulips may be beautiful and they cost $5, roses are just as beautiful and this one costs $1. So now the consumer has to determine which one do they desire more and how do they feel about the price point in relation to the product that they are receiving. Lastly, we have to consider the competition. Now, one of the biggest problems that I do want to mention is selecting your price point based on another company. It's probably one of the worst things that you can ever do. You always should consider the cost of goods sold. You need to consider your return on investment and how to make sure that your company remains profitable. One of the worst things that you can do is lower your price point in order to sell more. And then unfortunately, all the money can end up going in the trash if you don't remain profitable, if you don't break even.